managed the Patriots here. They've been pretty darn good against the run and on defense this year, but Derrick Henry coming in with the most rushing yards versus the Patriots in a playoff game since Ray Rice all the way back in that 2009 wild card game that the Ravens ended up winning at Gillette Stadium. A couple of Ravens on that list, including Justin Forsett, but Henry with the most at 182. And now reaction from Tom Brady and Logan Ryan.
They played good and kind of stopped us when they needed to at different points in the first half and the second half, and just weren't able to get the job done. I wish we'd have won tonight, and wish we'd done a lot of things better over the course of the season, but we just didn't get the job done.
My guy Kyle Van Noy calling it a revenge tour. Yeah. Just play ball, Kyle. I'm sure you're going to see this.
He won the Hyenas.
He won the Hyenas, and he's on a revenge tour. Why not start with the Titans? And I understand he's going to ride the wave of the Patriots, but Tom Brady doesn't do that. Julian Edelman doesn't do that. Devin McCourty, Gilly Lock don't do that. And Kyle Van Noy is running his mouth, giving us bulletin board material about his revenge tour. His revenge tour ended early.
So Logan Ryan taking offense to the revenge tour talk that Kyle Van Noy had mentioned heading into the week. And there's Logan Ryan with the pick six, all glory after that one, full circle after he knocks out his former team of the playoffs there. It was kind of interesting to watch. Look, that Titans defense, DJ, yeah, look, I get it. It wasn't a Patriots offense that was as explosive as we've seen, but they came up with some big plays in big spots, none bigger than that goal line stand.
Yeah, this game came down to red zone efficiency. You look at the Tennessee Titans, they were 2 for 2 and makes the play to keep them out. I thought the fascinating thing from a coaching perspective, we did not see Tom Brady carry the football on a quarterback sneak, which we've seen so many times over his career.
Yeah, DJ, part of that might have been, if you go back and look at some of that tape you just showed, look at how the Titans' defensive front reset the line of scrimmage. I mean, how often do you see the Patriots linemen get pushed back like that? That happened, in that sequence right there. Maybe they were taking cues from their offensive line. The fact that they were able to get Derrick Henry going like they were going against that defense, I just love the fact, and all props to the Titans who said, okay, you're great on defense, we're great running the ball, stop us. And they just kept doing it and doing it and doing it well to take it from LL Cool J, and they just kept on pounding it. And by the end, and we're hearing it over and over, the first quarter for Derrick Henry, he's just tenderizing the meat. And then in the second half, nobody wants any. Okay, it's like Alex Trebek. Alex, who wants none for 800?
He was not representing Queens.
No, he is not, absolutely. So the fact, and also Mike Vrabel and Silver, you had to love this. The delay of games and the false starts on that punt to burn the clock, beating Bill Belichick at his own game of football chess, was something no one thought they'd see except for maybe one of his pupils, his latest pupil, to beat him.
I mean, that was crazy to watch that unfold that way, because how much could the Patriots have used that extra time?
You better believe it.
There at the end. And look, Mike, I think leading up to this game, there's a talk, look, it's still Tom Brady, it's still Bill Belichick, we're not going to write them off until it's not. But it almost made you feel like, we didn't expect this team to go very much further. I mean, based on what they'd shown us in the second half of the season.
I mean, first of all, you know how the Who wouldn't follow Hendricks at Monterey? Like, how am I going to follow White? She was on fire during that last exchange. But, listen, I want to give the Titans congratulations. They came in and played a physical ball game. They deserved it. They were the better team. But there are a lot of people out there kind of questioning the Patriots like they failed. I mean, listen, I just think we got to be realistic about both what we've seen this year and the bigger picture. Yeah, they had the 8-0 start. Yeah, the defense was performing at a record level, but they've been propping themselves up at a higher level than I think their talent dictates. They've had trick plays. They've kind of finessed points here and there, but they have not looked like a team that is divisional round worthy. Maybe they could have stolen this game. I don't think anybody could reasonably have expected this team to go further. And look, there was a question after the game that kind of triggered Bill Belichick where somebody said, or maybe it was Monday, where he said, the fans have been with you through thick and thin. And he said, I don't think there's been a whole lot of thin. Listen, what we've seen these last 2 decades has been insane. I don't think we'll see it again. They've been to 9 Super Bowls. They've won 6 of them. They've been to so many conference title games. And, in my opinion, what Tom Brady did this season at 42 to prop up this unit that was clearly not in sync and underperforming, to just will them to the point where they had a chance to beat this Titans team in this game was shocking. We know Bill Belichick and his staff can coach their way out of a lot of predicaments. So if you're a Patriots fan, you're understandably spoiled, but please understand and appreciate how great this run has been and how rare and unusual that coach and that quarterback have been.
Yeah, and to put it in perspective, the Patriots are the first team now in the last 25 years to allow fewer than 20 offensive touchdowns and record 25 or more interceptions on defense and not win the Super Bowl. And we'll continue the Patriots' run ending early after a loss to the Titans, but Tom Brady's career in the playoffs is still as stellar as it gets. He is number one in just about every major category for a quarterback, including passing yards, touchdowns, and game-winning drives, although was unable to pull off a come-from-behind victory at home yesterday against the Titans. And here's what Tom Brady had to say about his future after that loss.
I love the Patriots. I mean, they obviously, they got it's the greatest organization, and, playing for Mr. Kraft all these years, and for Coach Belichick, I mean, there's nobody who's had a better career, I would say, than me, just being with them. So I'm very blessed, and I don't know what the future looks like, and I'm not going to predict it. So,
is there any possibility that you would retire after this last season?
I would say it's pretty unlikely, but yeah, hopefully unlikely.
Hopefully unlikely, pretty unlikely, as our gang grows in size by one. Judy Battista joins us here in our 5-box. And Judy, I'll start with you. I know you've been following the Patriots closely this season, and there for the Patriots loss last night in Foxborough, or on Saturday night rather. So if it's unlikely that Brady is going to retire, I guess we have to judge the likelihood of him returning to the Patriots then.
Yeah, I thought actually the clip right before that we heard was most interesting, where he said, the Patriots organization is great and nobody could have had a better career than I have playing for Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick. That seemed to be the natural spot to say, I don't want to go anywhere else. I only want to be a New England Patriot. And he didn't say it. Maybe he's thinking it, but he sure didn't say it. And it's worth reiterating. We've talked about this before. Tom Brady created this inflection point. He wanted to be a free agent. When they did the contract last year, he said, I don't want the franchise tag. I don't want to be transition tag. So he wanted to get to this point where everybody had to make a decision. Now the decision is, are they going to pay him more than they paid him this year? Our own Willie McGinnis said on the air a few days ago, Tom is not going to be in the business of a hometown discount. Does he want a market rate deal, and are they willing to go that high to keep him in New England? A lot of tough decisions. A lot of pieces are going to have to fall in place in the next couple of months here.
Well, absolutely, Judy. And look, nobody's going to make the decision on this other than Tom Brady first. Okay, he's the one who's going to decide if he's going to retire, if he's going to come back to play, and if so, where. The thing is, he's not going to give a hometown deal, but what is the market for Tom Brady, at least when it comes to finances? We know there's some teams that would probably take him, the Chargers, the Raiders, or some names that you hear, but will they pay him market value when you're seeing these $30 million contracts guys are getting annually? Secondly, are the Patriots now going to go and tear down their roster, because clearly they've got significant retooling to do, and if that's the case, would Tom Brady want to come back to something like that? I doubt it at this point of his career. So these are all the questions that are going to be percolating all summer as to where Tom Brady decides what to do and who he's going to play for, and if he goes back to the Patriots.
I think the market's going to be robust for Tom Brady. It's freakish what he's doing at this age, and just as with when Peyton Manning got free, coming off the very severe neck injury and the 4 surgeries, a lot of people said, well, maybe there won't be that great a market for him in that condition, and lo and behold, the Broncos stepped up, and obviously we're glad they did. I just think owners are making this decision as much as coaches and general managers. And if a coach says, well, he's going to be 43, and a GM says, yeah, but we like this young guy, I think the owner's going to say, I'm going to print money after I sign him with the jerseys sold and the tickets and the interest. So, and Judy's right. It's not just that he didn't say, I want to stay here. He referred to the Patriots as they. He kind of referred to his career there almost in the past tense. So that may be reading too much into it. It may not be. But I get the very distinct sense that he will control this process, and that I don't know that even if the Patriots say we want to pay you, we want you, we're going to rebuild around you, I don't know that they're at the front of the line.
One point I would also make, one thing that Silver just said, and is true, Robert Kraft is the one who ultimately is going to have to make the decision, right? Because if he says, pay him whatever he wants, I'm not letting him out of this building, that's the decision. I do think it's worth pointing out, Tom Brady was unhappy all this year and didn't do a very good job hiding it about the weapons that he had around him on offense. You better believe if he is coming back to New England, he's going to want some assurance that they're going to put more around him. He's not coming back to New England to lose in the wild card round again. He is going to come back. He's going to go somewhere to try to win another Super Bowl. So if there is not a real assurance that they are going to put more weapons around him than they did this year, I don't think New England is going to be the place either.
And for much more on Judy Battista's insight on what is a murky future ahead here in New England and an interesting offseason for sure, just